Welcome to Capco Park on the Concord. For Edgewood College. And for the St. Norbert College Green Knights, year number 1 here in the NACC has been a good one. They too are expected to be on the outside looking in among the 6 to qualify for the postseason conference tournament. Here they find themselves as the number 4 seed. 17 victories, 17 defeats overall, and this is a team that has gone 14-10 in conference competition. For the Green Knights, they are coming off a sweep at the hands of MSOE on Saturday after splitting with Wisconsin Lutheran on Friday, taking the second game at Wisconsin Lutheran by a 4-1 final. They've lost 2 straight after winning 3 of 4, and getting a 14-10 finish in league competition. In this second game, the Green Knights will be considered the home team, so checking out the batting order for Edgewood College. Leading things off and playing first base will be Alex Prindle, with Connor Goodwin in center field batting second, and Kyle Sagan at third base hitting third. You have Joseph Calfoot, designated hitter, batting cleanup. Jacob Slonim at second base batting fifth. Adam Cairo in left field batting sixth. Batting seventh and catching is Carson Richter with Max Hazer, the right fielder, batting eighth, and Ryan Ambrosi, the shortstop, hits ninth. Once again for Edgewood College under head coach Al Brizak. He is back, also the school's athletic director, this being his 23rd season, winning his coaching program history. He'll go with Prindle, Goodwin, and Sagan, Calfoot, Slonim, and Cairo, Richter, Hazer, Ambrosi. So that is the lineup for Edgewood College. And pitching for the Green Knights is, we will see, Trevor Reinhardt. Reinhardt, a junior right-hander out of Fish Creek, Wisconsin. As the Green Knights have taken to the field. We'll get to the rest of the defensive alignment in a moment, but as far as Trevor Reinhardt goes, 3 victories, couple defeats, 5.72 ERA. This be now his 11th appearance, 9th start with a couple of complete games and 1 save. He's allowed 32 runs, all earned on 58 hits in the 50 and 30 innings pitched, having struck out 41, 13 walks with an opposing batting average of 293. He's looking to regroup. Last time that Reinhardt pitched, he took the loss against MSOE on Saturday, lasting just 3, allowing 7 runs, all earned off 7 hits, 3 strikeouts, and walking 1. So we are ready to go. Second game. Happy to have you with us here from Mequon, Wisconsin. Fog is lifted. Wind still whipping. First pitch sent out of play by Alex Prindle. First pitch thrown at 120. And the game time temperature right now it's 74, so up 5 degrees. It went up and down during that first game. And it feels like 74. The wind blowing at about 14 miles per hour off the back of the mound. A base hit for Prindle. So that's the way this game gets started. As for the defensive alignment for St. Norbert, they will go with Luke Folman along with Devin Geary and Keegan McCarthy, the outfield from left to right. Adam Kootway. You have Nick Bowles. You have Caden Ollenbrock and Sebastian Dubois from third to first, and Isaac Gerhardt is catching. Swing and a miss by Connor Goodwin, the Edgewood center fielder. Now this Green Knights defense, 46 errors in their first 34 games. Right now with a 96 fielding percentage. Not a defense that typically beats themselves. A bunt that goes foul for Goodwin. Got a tough series on Saturday, but again, you almost wondered just a little bit how the Green Knights approached that series against MSOE, knowing they were already in the NACC tournament. But that was a doubleheader that would see the Green Knights commit 4 errors over the course of those 2 games, while giving up a total of 35 runs off of 29 hits. Both of those games ending with the 10-run rule in effect. Stop made by Gerhardt. Umpired for this second game, Chad Ozzie is behind home plate. Scott Titterington is on the first base side with Justin Fahey. Right now he's on the right side of the second base bag, but typically would be on the left side of the infield. A ball and 2 strikes and a base hit right field. And Edgewood has started this game 2 up, and 2 have reached with a couple of base knocks. First and second, nobody out. Brings up the third baseman, Kyle Sagan. Edgewood so far in their first 40 games ranked 6th among 13 in the conference with a collective team batting average of .277. At or around the middle of the pack is about every offensive category when you look at the rankings. 6th in pitching as well. A team that can be aggressive when it comes to base stealing. 3rd most, but they've also been caught stealing the 2nd most. But again, that comes with more attempts, comes more possibilities. The caught stealing, there's a bunt laid down by Sagan, and a successful sacrifice that becomes a bunt single. And all of a sudden, Edgewood is the base loaded with nobody out.
Now batting, number 6.
So the ideal beginning for Edgewood in their first NACC tournament appearance in 7 years. They have lost 7 consecutive NACC tournament games, coming in the last time they won a NACC tournament contest was back on May 15th of 2010 when the tournament was in Loves Park, Illinois. Knocked off Rockford 8-2 before losing the final to Aurora 13-3 in 7. Strike one here to Joseph Califoot, the designated hitter. Edgewood also is 0-4 all-time at Capco Park in NACC tournament play. Califoot, a .361 hitter, top average among everyday players. A ball that misses the count, even up at 1 ball, 1 strike. He so far is 56, 655 at bats. 4 home runs with 28 runs batted in. 4 home runs tied for tops on the team. The 28 RBIs is tied for second up and down the Edgewood lineup. Ball skipping away from Gerhardt, taken off from third, and under the tag, Alex Prindle, 1-0 Edgewood. To third base goes Goodwin, Sagan, now at second base. So Edgewood able to strike first. That comes off the wild pitch. Califoot to second base. Allenbrock will trade the run for the out. Goodwin scores 2-0 Edgewood with one down off the 4-3 ground out.
Now batting, number 1, Jacob Slonim.
That brings up the second baseman, Jacob Slonim. He is a McHenry County College transfer at one point, now in a senior campaign with Edgewood. Out of Verona, Wisconsin, the site for both Edgewood softball and baseball. And a strike here to Slonim. So 2 runs are in. That wild pitch looming large. 3 hits so far for Edgewood. Slonim hitting .273. Watches the ball miss upstairs, and the count is even at 1-1. The senior, 36 hits and 132 at bats. 3 home runs. He has 21 runs batted in. Last 3 games, he's gone 6 for 12. Nick Voles, he'll trade the run for the out. In to score from third, Kyle Sagan. So a 6-3 ground out for Slonim.
Number 3.
And with 2 down, it's now 3-0 Edgewood. Left fielder Adam Cairo. Cairo, a senior out of Indian Trail down in Kenosha. Swing and a miss, big cut. He has gone hitless in 8 of the last 12 games played, but been very patient at the plate over the last 4. He's walked 4 times in the last 4 games, including twice on Saturday. That was in Game 1 at Illinois Tech. Edgewood won those 2 games over the Scarlet Hawks, 9-8 and 13-1. Out to right, McCarthy will make the catch for out number 3. Edgewood striking first. They score 3 times. They pick up 3 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. It's the middle of 1, Edgewood 3 with the Green Knights coming up. It's Voles, Gerhardt, and Kootway, Dubois, Folman, Allenbrock, McCarthy, Perez, Geary.
Number 10.
And there's the lineup that is facing Nick Manthai, 6'2", 175, a sophomore right-hander out of West Chicago, Illinois. So Manthei on the hill. This being his 9th appearance, 8th start, 2-2, a 7.11 ERA. Nick Voles up first for the Green Knights. First pitch he sees. Out to left center. And Connor Goodwin will put it away. Rest of the numbers on Manthei.
Now up to the plate.
He has thrown 31 and 2/3 innings, having allowed 28 runs, 25 earned off 46 hits, 26 strikeouts, 14 walks with an opposing batting average of .333. Here's Isaac Gerhardt, Green Knights catcher. Hits in 15 of his last 16 games. Time to the first pitch he sees out of play. Overall, he's hitting .300, and this is his 33rd game. 33 of 110 with a home run, 11 runs batted in. Another foul ball is headed toward the soccer lacrosse stadium here on campus, Fitting Field. No balls, 2 strikes. Manthei pitching for the first time since lasting 2 1/3 against Illinois Tech this past weekend. He has not pitched beyond 2 2/3 over his last 2 appearances. His longest, he went 7 against Benedictine in his matchup against the Eagles in April. That was on April the 24th. Suffered the loss in those 7 innings. Has a win against Huntington, also a victory against UW Platteville, but losses so far against Aurora and Benedictine. This to right, but right at Max Haster. So 2 up and 2 down, the defensive alignment. And for Edgewood, we'll see Adam Cairo, Connor Goodwin, Max Haster, the outfield from left to right. Kyle Sagan, Ryan Ambrosi, Jacob Slonim, and Alex Prindle from third to first. And Carson Richter is catching. Here's Adam Kootway, the third baseman. Goes after the first pitch he sees. And some communication with the catch being made by Jacob Slonim, the second baseman. Green Knights are retired 1-2-3. We are through 1, 3-0, Edgewood.
After the first inning, Eagles 3, St. Norbert College 0.
Leading things off here in the top of inning number 2 for Edgewood. Here's the catcher, Carson Richter. Eagles lead 3-0, game 2 of this 2022 NACC baseball tournament. First pitch strike here to Richter. Edgewood with the aforementioned 21 victories and 19 defeats. Just their second 20-plus win season since 2010. 2010, they tied a program record with 29 wins, also accomplished back in 2005. They have not won more than 21 games since 2010, or 22 plus. You go back over time, and their last winning season, they went 21-17 back in 2017. To short, Nick Voles throws out Richter. One down. That brings up
Number 16.
Max Hazer. He's a freshman out of Madison Memorial High School. You go back to last year, and the divisional format that was, and Edgewood was a 12-25 team, 6-14, sixth in last place in the NACC North Division. A lot of experience back that has paid off in a big way. This team got off to a strong start. Faded a little bit as the season progressed, but nonetheless doing what they needed to do to get into this spot. They started 6-1 in conference play. They went 6-11 in the final 17 conference contests. They were here back on April 1st. They swept Concordia, Wisconsin. It was their first conference opening win since April 1st of 2017 when they swept the doubleheader against the Rockford Regents. Popped up by Hazer. Battling the sun. And I'm not sure Nick Voles saw it, but he made the catch. Over came Caden Wallenbrock. That ball was put away for out number 2. Yeah, Nick Voles looked like he lost it. In came Allenbrock, and Voles did in fact catch it, the shortstop. 2 down here for Ryan Ambrosi. Right now that sun at an odd angle here at Capco Park this time of day, but that coupled with the wind continued to blow off the lake, that started to play havoc on some fly balls in the first game. Made for some adventures out in the outfield. That ball gets caught up in that jet stream. Look out. Ambrosi taking a ball. Hitting .223, 37th game. This being his 34th start. He is 23 of 103 with 22 runs batted in. Reinhardt has retired the last 5 batters faced after giving up 3 straight hits to start the outing. He's looking to settle in. His longest outing, he went the distance at Edgewood back on May 2nd. Well, he records a 1-2-3 second with a strikeout of Ambrosi. Middle of 2, score stays 3-0 Eagles. Coming off a 1-2-3, bottom of the first, back to work, Nick Manthai. He'll face the 4, 5, and 6 Green Knights hitters, beginning with Sebastian Dubois. Starting first baseman. Dubois with just 1 hit over the last 5 games played. Got off to a torrid start. Red hot to start. And overall, he's got 9 multi-hit games on the year. 4 came in the first 5 games. Hitting .286, 36 of 126 with 3 home runs, 28 runs batted in. His last home run coming against the team that typically calls this ballpark home, Concordia, Wisconsin, but that game was played up in De Pere. That was back on the 23rd of April. The 0-2 bounces toward Richter. Richter's high for strikeouts. He had 12 against the Platteville Pioneers. That was coupled with 11 hits allowed. Most walks he's allowed in the game is 3, done 4 times. I think that 3 walks on 3 occasions. Try to avoid that 4th. Safe at first base is Dubois. Trying to win that battle to the first base bag.
Now batting, number 27, Luke Pullman.
And based on the throw, an error will allow Dubois to reach. E3. Edgewood with 84 errors in their first 40 games, a 94 fielding percentage. These teams got together back on May 2nd. Errors aplenty in game 2. There are 7 combined errors in that second game from Verona. Overall, Edgewood had 5 errors in the doubleheader combined. A couple of wins for the Green Knights, 4-3, 5-3. Luke Fullman, he is now fielder listed as a pitcher, although he has not pitched this season after making 7 pitching appearances last year. He has been in the outfield. Has recorded hits in the last 3 and 8 of the last 9 games played. And what addition he's been to the offense, hitting among most everyday players, hitting .365 at 27 of 74 with a home run, 15 runs batted in. When you look at the breakdown of who's played and who's played when, for a variety of reasons, coming in only 3 players, position players, have played in all 34 games. Only 1 has started all 34, that being Nick Voles. Now make it 35 with today's appearance. Free pass to first, and all of a sudden first and second, nobody out for the Green Knights. Very healthy roster of 46 with 20 freshmen, 7 sophomores, 9 juniors, and 10 seniors. That for head coach Mike Walderick, the 7th head coach in program history. He was an assistant for 9 years before taking over the head coaching responsibilities. Caden Ohlenbrock, the second baseman with the corner infield playing up for Edgewood. Keeping the bat over the shoulder and a foul ball. I think Edgewood was maybe anticipating a potential bunt. Not going to take the bat out of Ohlenbrock's hands, at least not very often will you do that. And in this case, he's hitting .344, 42 of 122 with a couple of home runs and 17 RBIs. Ohlenbrock won a Division III baseball state championship back in his prep days. That came as a sophomore at St. Mary Catholic. His sister Maddie, a former tennis player at St. Norbert College. He's facing a no-ball, 2-strike count. Gets a hold of that. Got just enough of it. And then the ball was dropped by the shortstop, Ambrosi. Off the little flip from Jacob Slonim. Everybody's safe off that fielder's choice attempt. So error off the throw.
Next up to the plate, number 22.
So a couple of errors against Edgewood here in the second. That's the E4. Not even sure how Ollenbrock got a piece of that at the last moment, just to get a bat on it, just enough to put the ball in play. And tough flip there by Slonim. And the green to the base loaded with nobody out for Keegan McCarthy. Swing and a tip into the glove. A Richter. McCarthy, a graduate at the prep level in nearby Cedarburg High School. Football, baseball athlete in his time with the Bulldogs. Gone 7 for 19 over the last 5 games. Behind 0-2. 4 RBIs, couple of doubles, 3 runs scored over the last 5 contests. And with those performances, average now at 213. Looking to add to his 10 RBI total. Count goes to 1-2. So after Manthai was able to get through the first quickly, 1-2-3. A couple of aggressive plate approaches. A couple of errors now. Have him in quite the jam. Count stays 1-2. Four 5 matchup winner plays tonight and approximately 7 against top-seeded Aurora. And again, the loser will play in the first elimination game tomorrow at 10 a.m. against 6th-seeded Concordia Chicago. That skips and rolls to the plate. It's 2-2. Very patient plate approaches here by the Green Knights, and so far it's paying off. Two balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, nobody out. McCarthy puts it into play. Diving stab by Prindle. He looks to get to the first base bag and does. In the score, Sebastian Dubois. 3-1 Edgewood. 1 down. Here in the bottom of the second. Great diving stab by Prindle over at first for the 3 unassisted. So 1 down, but the potential tying runners are in scoring position with Fulman at third base and Ollenbrock over at second. Here for Alex Perez, the DH. Ball and no strikes to Perez. A senior out of Buffalo Grove, Illinois. Hitting .232. 13 of 56 with 6 runs batted in. Out of play. So a golden opportunity here to bring this game back to even. And right now you have Trevor Reinhardt, who is starting to settle in for the Green Knights on the hill. He's retired 6 straight following the slow start. Playing back, yet Slonim. Errant throw! 2 runs are going to score! Game tied at 3. To second base goes Perez. It has been a 3-error second for this Edgewood
Now
defense.
batting, number 3, Devin Geary.
The Green Knights have scored 3 runs without a hit so far in this game. Boy, Jacob Slonim was playing back. His throw, though, was off the mark. Otherwise, you're looking at out number 2 with only 1 extra run coming in to make it a 1-run game. Instead, that throwing error leads to another run coming in. And this game is tied at 3 with a chance now for the Green Knights to take the lead with a runner at second base. Flash to the bat, bringing it back. A strike here to Devin Geary. That's the second error on Slonim. A 3-error second. Geary. And the count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Man, what a turn of events here in this second. Defense right now letting Nick Manthai down. Boy, a couple of plays easily that should have been made and potentially getting out of this without any runs being given up. Instead, the Green Knights, this is what they do. And you look at some of their numbers and you go, man, nothing jumps off the page, nothing real flashy. They just play good baseball and take advantage of opportunities that are given to them. There's the tag of Geary. He strikes out. 2 down. Back to the top of the order. And Nick Bowles.
Number 10, Nick Bowles.
He went 0 for 4 in the doubleheader against MSOE this past weekend after hits in 12 of his previous 13 games. 0 for 1 so far in this one with a fly out to center to start the bottom of the first. Pops up the first pitch he sees. Sagan will make the catch. And the second in the book. But not before damage is done thanks to 3 errors. 3 runs come across. Even at 3 through 2, topping number 3 in the top of the Edgewood lineup to face Trevor Reinhardt, beginning with Alex Prindle. Prindle, a senior out of Rochester, Minnesota, among 9 seniors on this experienced Edgewood lineup and roster. Roster at 36, which also includes 10 juniors. Putting another one of their best seasons in some time. Hoping to keep it rolling. Prindle, who threw left-handed until he was about 12 years old. Now bats left but throws right. Ball deflects off the glove of Gerhardt. He has been Prindle has been, when you look at where he's been on the field last couple of years, he's been one of the main catchers used by Edgewood, but playing first base in this one. He has found a way on and His teammates have found a way to bring him around to score. He is now, with this game included, he has scored 8 runs over the last 5 games. And on base to start the contest way back at 120, and eventually would score on a wild pitch. Prindle down the left field line, and foul. One hops out of the non-active Green Knights bullpen. Mentioned what happened when these teams met in Verona back on May 2nd. A couple of wins for the Green Knights, but in both instances, they fell behind by at least a couple of runs. In this game, they fell behind 3-0. Prindle striking out, back-to-back Ks now for Reinhardt, who has now retired 7 consecutive.
Now to the plate, number 8, Connor Goodwin.
One down for Connor Goodwin. Game 1, the Green Knights were down 2-0, then jumped in front 4-2, held on for the 4-3 victory. Reinhardt pitched the entire game. He went the distance through 103 pitches, allowing 3 runs, 5 hits, 7 strikeouts, only 1 walk, 3 wild pitches, 1 balk. Gave up a home run as well. But he went the distance in that low-scoring affair. And that for Reinhardt, one of his 2 complete games. And then in game 2, same thing. Green Knights fell behind 2-0. They went up 3-2. Game was then tied at 3. Able to score 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 8th. Won the game 5-3. 5 runs, 8 hits. Overcame 4 defensive errors. All 8 Green Knights hits were singles. Three and 1 the count on Goodwin. First time the teams meeting as conference foes. Number of non-conference meetings in the past. Count runs full. Since 2009, this is the 8th meeting. Green Knights have won 5 of the previous 7, including the last 4 straight. Edgewood has not beaten the Green Knights since in Florida back on March 17th of 2011, 16-7. Up the middle, Voles. And Goodwin is out number 2. Nice bounce back there by Trevor Reinhardt. He fell behind, 3 balls to no strikes, and then 3 consecutive strikes thrown. Wasn't uncommon for these 2 teams to play each other on their spring break trips in the Sunshine State. Prior to this year, they had not played each other since a doubleheader back in 2012 in Florida. Kind of feels like Florida today, maybe? Not at all. A little bit of a lake breeze cooling things off, not much humidity. Guess the plus side is in Florida there's always a chance for precipitation. No chance today at least. Base hit here for Kyle Sagan. Underneath the diving Adam Kutway. That will extend this third. So a 2-out single.
Now batting, number 6, Joseph Califa.
Hit number 4 for Edgewood. Ends a streak of 8 straight retired by Trevor Reinhardt and his defense. Califoot grounded out to second base, first out in the first, picked up an RBI in doing so. Couple instances in which the Green Knights elected to trade the run for and out. And ball 1 here from Reinhardt. Infield shifting more to the right. And back to first base, Sagan. When it comes to base stealing, Edgewood, again, the 3rd most. Sagan, 4 of 8. Been caught stealing 4 times, 2nd most on the team. Two 2-0. Caliphate looking to extend this third with Slonim on deck. So far, it's not only 3-3 on the scoreboard, but 4-0 Edgewood in hits. It's also 3-0 Edgewood in errors. Again, all coming in the bottom of the seconds. Tend to see that quite a bit in baseball. When one error comes, it becomes a domino effect. Got to take this time now back in that dugout, just get mentally right again. Look to clean it up. But it has been that kind of a year for Edgewood's defense. When one error has occurred, it seems like number 2 and 3 have not been far behind. And in this case, St. Norbert able to take full advantage. 3 balls, 1 strike to Caliphate. Sagan at first base after the first 2 retired. Runner goes, and a one-hopper, nice snatch. Allen Brock throws to first to retire Caliphate for out number 3. Boy, that came at Kane Albrook in a hurry. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left on. Middle of 3, game tied at 3.
Fans, turn your attention to the video board for today's trivia question. The answer will be displayed after this inning.
Capco Park, which opened in 2012, has been home to the NACC baseball tournament since 2013.
Number 21,
Hosting the Edgewood College Eagles and the St. Norbert College Green Knights. Game 2 of this 2022 NACC baseball tournament. All even at 3. Nick Manthei has thrown 33 pitches in the first couple of innings, but looking to bounce back after facing 7. No help from his defense behind in that second. First pitch, Isaac Gerhardt out to shallow left centers beyond the infield fake turf dirt. And a catch there for Ryan Ambrosi. Not much lift or carry. Sounded better coming off the bat, that maybe it would sail a little bit further to the outfield, did not. And now Adam Kootway. Watching the ball down low. Flew out to second his first plate appearance. This season he's recorded 11 multi-hit games, 5 multi-RBI performances. His lone home run came in the conference opener back on April 3rd against Aurora. Look at some of the results for the Green Knights. And this is a team that began the year 0-6. There's a swing and a miss. Instead of hitting the panic button, 0-6, 1-7. Able to quickly regroup, end of their Florida trip strong. How about their conference opener? They beat Aurora right away in Game 1. Lost to the Spartans in Game 2, but you talk about an eye-opening result for an Aurora team that came in. Not only have they been top 25 of the nation all year, but predicted number 1 in the preseason poll, and of course finishing number 1. But Green Knights able to show right away, hey, We can hang with the best in this conference. And that they did. And end up producing a 16-10 record the rest of the regular season. Here they are at 500 here in NACC tournament play. Kootway with a one-out walk. Now Sebastian Dubois. Longest win streak, 5 games. Longest losing streak was that 0-6 start, which included 3 games in Kokomo, Indiana against Anderson before heading down to Florida. Dubois could be 2. Oh, it's going to get by again. Sloanim's having a tough day at second base. And the third goes Kootway. That could have been 2. Instead, runners at the corner with 1 down. That's a play that's got to be made. Jacob Sloanim.
Now batting, number 27, Luke Coleman.
That's his 3rd error of the day. Came in with 11 errors against, 3rd most down the team. First and 3rd now with 1 down. And Luke Folman, who would walk and score his first plate appearance. Now in conference play, the Green Knights, 5 sweeps, 4 splits, were swept 3 times. Benedictine, Marion, MSOE. 2 out of those 3 are here this weekend. Down the left field line, and a foul ball is going to one-hop off the fencing in the corner. But for the Green Knights, it's been their first conference tournament appearance since 2018 when they qualified for the Midwest Conference Tournament. Only 4 teams qualified for that tourney. No balls, 2 strikes. That misses low for a ball, and the count goes to 1-2. Look at the history of the last Midwest Conference Tournament Championship coming in 2017 for the Green Knights. That bounces away from Richter. Kootway able to score. 4 unanswered for the Green Knights. They now lead 4-3. And to second base, Dubois. So a wild pitch. Another runner in scoring position. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Folman outside for a ball. Count is full with 1 on and 1 out. 4 unanswered for the Green Knights. High and away, ball 4. Second time that Luke Folman has walked.
Number 24, Cade.
And it brings up Caden Ohlenbrock. He would reach on an E4 off a fielder's choice attempt that went awry. Hits one well to left. Cairo going back. Warning track reaches back and it goes over his glove, allowing Dubois to round third and score. Everybody holding up just in case that ball was caught. It was not. And so Sebastian Dubois able to score after Caden Ohlenbrock gave that ball a ride. First hit of the game for St. Norbert. RBI single had Fullman at second base. Both Dubois and Fullman held up for a moment to see if that ball was going to be caught or not, and going back, leaping, did Cairo, then reaching back, unable to bring it in. And Edgewood about to get some players down to that right field bullpen for activity. So the first hit comes off the bat of Caden Allenbrock, following a series of errors. And St. Norbert has scored 5 unanswered after Edgewood was able to set the tone by scoring 3 in the top of the first. Brings up Keegan McCarthy. Run into a 3 unassisted, which allowed a run to score for the first out back in the second. And this is Green Knights baseball to a T. These last couple of innings, they take advantage of what you give them, and they've been able to put that ball in play, and errors have occurred. Now a hit, putting pressure on. Two balls and no strikes. First time that Nick Manthei has faced this Green Knights lineup. Did not play one of those games back on May 2nd. Got off to a great start. They had 1-2-3 first. And again, some of that factored in with the Green Knights, their plate approach. They were aggressive going after the first or second pitch, aiding Manthei. Since they've settled down, they've been patient. But as mentioned, the errors certainly have not helped. I mean, realistically, right now, you should be out of this inning. That was double play ball, written all over it, and Slonim unable to come up with it. And again, that's where you have to have a goldfish-like memory, forget about it, and keep it on. But it has been a tough last couple of innings defensively. Third walk of the inning. And the bases are loaded for Alex Perez.
Now batting, number 32, Alex
Perez reached on an E4. It allowed a couple of runs to score in the second inning. An opportunity here to bust this game open. That's going to be it for Nick Manthei. Al Brizak knows you can't fool around. This is, even though it's a double elimination format, you got to do what it takes to win games. Worry about the game in front of you, and then thereafter, you piece other games together in the future. But right now, the only focus, not about do you play tonight, do you play tomorrow? No, it's right now. How do you go about keeping further damage from being done? That's step one. And then how do you get back in this game and try to win this game? And then you worry about moving all the different puzzle pieces and stuff around for that second game.
34, Garrett Redner.
So a pitching change here. We'll see Garrett Redner come on. And Redner, 6'3", 185, a junior lefty out of Waukesha South High School in Waukesha, Wisconsin. And so far, Redner, look at some of the pitching numbers. He's 1-1, a 6.68 ERA. 17th appearance, 15th out of the bullpen. 31 innings pitched have been allowed. 24 runs, 23 earned, 43 hits. 34 strikeouts, 13 walks, with an opposing batting average of .331. And he is facing St. Norbert for the first time this season. Well, with Manthai, this has been the story. Now make it 3 straight outings. He has not exceeded 2 2/3. Happened against Aurora, happened against Illinois Tech, and now here against St. Norbert. So 2 1/3. And so far, 5 runs allowed. So only giving up a single hit. That's the other thing. But walks have been there too. 3 of those in this inning. 4 in the game. Only 1 strikeout. Bases loaded, 1 down, and ball 1 delivered to Alex Perez. Seventh batter here in the third. Nearly grazed the sleeve of the jersey of Perez. 2 balls, no strikes. Fullman at third. Allenbrock at second, McCarthy at first. Pitch from Redner. Swing and a miss. Got Perez to chase. Count goes to 2-1. Five runs, the most St. Norbert has scored in the game since a 5-3 win against Edgewood back on May 2nd, 10 days ago. Foul tip. Into the glove there of Richter. Count even at 2-2. To first, a 3-2 force. Thinking about throwing it to first base with Sloan coming over to cover, but out at the plate is Luke Fullman.
Number 3, Devin Geary.
Off the fielder's choice. 3-2 on the putout. So with 2 down, it brings up Devin Geary. He would strike out for number 2 in the second. Allenbrock now 90 feet away, looking to score for the second time. He watches strike 1. Manthai leaving after throwing 51 pitches. Of the 5 runs he's allowed so far, only 2 have been earned. Swing and a miss. Top of the order on deck. Base is full of Green Knights with 2 down. The 0-2 from Redner. Miss low and away. Again, try to get Geary to go after it. Great plate discipline. And the count goes to 1-2. That's a called strike 3. Perfect bend, caught the eye of Devin Geary. So a fine job by Garrett Redner to come on in relief, record outs 2 and 3 without further damage done. 2 runs, though, do score. Another error against Edgewood, and the Green Knights have scored 5 unanswered to lead 5-3 after 3. On with their bats, down 5-3. They've out-hit St. Norbert so far, 4-1. And one of the big stories that's developing so far has been the 4 defensive errors against the Eagles. Jacob Slonim has 3 of those 4 errors. He takes ball 1. He would ground out to short his first plate appearance, picked up an RBI. That quick start for Edgewood, scoring 3 times in the first inning. Count even up at 1-1. Slonim, 3rd season at Edgewood after a couple of years at McHenry County College. I mentioned this story earlier in the regular season when Edgewood was here to take on Concordia, Wisconsin, but Slonim has been around this Edgewood baseball program for many years. He was the bat boy when he was 9 years old. And go figure, growing up essentially with Edgewood baseball, playing in his own backyard. And one day he'd be an Edgewood College Eagle after again going the McHenry County College route. Strikes out for round number 1 here in the 4th.
Now batting number 3, Adams.
Playing second base, although he was mainly a shortstop a year ago. Some changes to the Edgewood defensive lineup that of a year ago, but some changes that have certainly paid off. In some cases. Going to bunt his way on. Adam Cairo thrown out. He's blessed with speed, but out number 2 here. Brings up Carson Richter.
Now batting number 20, Carson Richter.
Richter came in with a .339 average with 21 appearances, 18 starts prior. 0 for 1. He grounded out to short for the first out in the second. Goes after the first pitch he sees and will send it over the stands here at Capco Park. Already one final today, and that was a 10-1 MSOE victory over Concordia Chicago, which now sets up our next game featuring Benedictine and MSOE, meaning the winner of this game takes on Aurora. So Benedictine and MSOE, game 3 of day 1. 3-1 on the ground out by Carson Richter. Edgewood retired 1, 2, 3. Only 1 hit allowed by Reinhardt, has given up 3 straight to start the game. Middle of 4, 5-3, St. Norbert.
Now batting number 10, Nick Bowles.
Bottom of the 4th and a 5-3 lead for St. Norbert over Edgewood. Our second game of the 2022 NACC Baseball Tournament. Happy to have you with us from Capco Park in Mequon, Wisconsin. A gorgeous afternoon for baseball here at Lakeside with a now temperature of 76 and rising. Feels like 76 as well, especially in the sun. This ball's going to carry left field and gone. Home run for Nick Voles to start the bottom of the fourth. Only the second hit of the game for the Green Knights. They've now scored 6 unanswered and lead 6-3. Nick Voles with his second home run of the season. His second long ball carries out of here to left, the first home run of the NACC baseball tournament for any of the teams that have played thus far. That's his first home run since Game 2 of the season back on March 5th against Anderson in a 2011 slugfest and a loss from Kokomo, Indiana. So a solo shot that carries over the left field fence. And the Green Knights now have scored in each of the last 3 innings. 3 balls, 1 strike to Isaac Gerhardt. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts. 14th home run of the year for the Green Knights as a team. They're second to the bottom in that category. Catch made in left by Adam Cairo. 1 down for Adam Kootway.
Now batting number 20, Adam Kootway.
Yeah, look at the rankings, and we mentioned this Green Knights team. They take advantage of anything that's thrown at them. Nothing real flashy, but they do what needs to get done to win games. As they've been able to turn this season around and get the 500 coming in. Kootway to left. Cairo leaps up and gets by his reach and hops out of Capco Park for a ground rule double. Adam Kootway.
Sebastian Dubois.
He's able to come through with his 10th double of the year. Next up, Sebastian Dubois. But the Green Knights, dead last in runs scored, last in hits, 12th out of 13 in doubles, 11th in triples, 12th in home runs, 13th in RBIs, 13th out of 13 in extra base hits. And yet, again, finding ways to get it done. A team that does not strike out very often. They do put the ball in play. Even pitching, at least the team ERA is 11th among 13, but they will make you pay with freebies, and there have been a lot of freebies already. Cairo is staying awfully busy. Get him some water. Goodness. He is getting his steps in here in this fourth. Everything so far in this fourth inning has gone Cairo's direction in left field. Everything. The home run over his head. The catch to retire Gerhardt. The ground rule double just beyond his reach. And now this catch near the alleyway. He's taken more steps in this fourth inning than most of us have in this press box all day. There's a ball inside here to Luke Fullman. But a busy fourth for Adam Cairo. Fullman also doing his fair share of standing around. He's drawn a couple of walks. And back to second base, Kootway. So a couple hits here in the fourth. Now give the Green Knights a total of 3 in the game. They had scored their first 4 runs without a hit. Off the netting. But 4 errors against Edgewood. That's the number that, one of the numbers certainly looming large and certainly stands out when you look up at the scoreboard here at Capco Park. Just thinking about at least since the NACC tournament's been here at Capco Park since 2013, there have not been many high error tournament games. Only one that comes to mind, I have to look it up what year it was, but Benedictine had it was almost like an 8 or 9 error game a few years back during one of their very short-lived stays in the tournament. But not very often we've seen teams get above 3 or 4 in a game, at least not here in the tournament setting. And yet Edgewood still finding themselves only down at this point 6-3. But trying to bring the bats to life again after first 3 reached, able to score 3 times in the first. Since that time, Trevor Reinhardt, he would go on to retire the next 8 straight. He's retired 12 of the last 13 in this game. And the offense, they're picking it up. Picking it up as well and scoring 3 in the second, 2 in the third, and 1 here in the fourth. Fallman taking the ball. Three balls, 2 strikes to the Green Knights left fielder. A solo home run by Nick Voles, the highlight so far this fourth. Looper gonna drop for a base hit. In the score, Adam Kootway. Luke Fullman. RBI single. 7 unanswered. Scored by the Green Knights. They take a 7-3 lead. That keeps things going here for Caden Allenbrock. Reached on E4 and also an RBI single on his stat line. Foul back and out of play. 6th batter here in the fourth. Gonna find that Benedictine error total. That one, as mentioned, that was a number of years ago. The one that certainly stands out when we talk about some defensive games. Yeah, they had 9. It was 9 against Concordia Chicago on May 9th of 2015. It was 8-0 loss for Benedictine. They had 9 errors. No runs, 2 hits, 9 errors in that 8-run loss. It's one of the, again, higher error games in a NACC tournament game. Ball and a couple of strikes. Two and two. We'll see that Benedictine program coming up next. They, along with MSOE and Aurora, regionally ranked as of last time the regional rankings were updated a couple of weeks back. Out to right. And the catch made by Max Haster for out number 3. Couple of runs, though, coming to score. Couple of runs off, 3 hits. No errors and 1 left on. 4 in the book. 7-3 St. Norbert.
First of the bat, number 16, Max Hayser.
Top of the fifth upon us. And for Edgewood, Max Hayster had the catch to end the bottom of the fourth, leads things off. And he sees ball one. 12 of the last 13 retired by Trevor Reinhardt. Since allowing 3 straight hits to start the ball game. A game that began about an hour, 18 minutes ago. A little behind schedule. Not to be expected. Here's the 1-1. And the count goes to 1-2. I'm just happy to report you know it's a good day when the lights have not flickered on yet at 2:38 in the afternoon. We've had many games here this season which by about this time the lights are already on. Cloudy, drizzly, dreary. Not today. Plenty of sunlight. Play made by Allenbrock to retire Hayster. Outs keep on coming so far for Reinhardt. Again, he had Edgewood's number the first time.
Now batting number 23, Ryan Ambrosi.
And right now he's kept this Edgewood lineup a little bit off balance. Here's Ryan Ambrosi would strike out for number 3 in the second. Last 4 games coming in, Ambrosi 6 of 13. A couple of RBIs, 3 walks, 3 runs scored. Another ball to play that is gonna land just shy of finding the parking lot. Activity right now in the Edgewood bullpen. They already are on pitcher number 2. Floats high and inside of Ambrosi. 1 ball, couple of strikes. Not a bad crowd on hand either on this Thursday. Here at 2:40 in the afternoon. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So far in these first couple of games, some good energy too. A lot of noise coming out of the various dugouts. MSOE certainly brought the energy in that first game. A lot of clapping and chirping from their dugout. There's a strikeout of Ambrosi. Able to get the job done, did MSOE. As they get ready now for Benedictine. A team that MSOE split against back on April 10th. Winning 11-9, losing 6-2. So an intriguing rubber match between the Raiders and Eagles of Benedictine coming up in Game 3. 1 hop base hit. Just beyond the glove of Allenbrock. First hit since a single back in the third by Kyle Sagan. This one for Alex Prindle. He's now 2 for 3. So Prindle, his 15th multi-hit performance of the year. And now Connor Goodwin. Oh, fun aspects of these conference tournaments. You look around the ballpark, and not everyone here is a St. Norbert or an Edgewood fan, but perhaps fans of other teams that are participating or even teams that didn't even qualify for this tournament. Yeah, about that. But, again, fans of just college baseball are here. Back to first base. Alex Prindle, Concordia, Wisconsin, of course, the host. First time they've hosted this tournament and not been part of the tournament. But some of their players have been around, coaches. Some have to be here. Some choose to be here. I don't think as a player, if you're not here, you come here, you watch this, and hopefully it creates even a greater hunger to be here come next year. That's how you learn and grow. Bunt, that goes foul. You can take it two different ways. You can mope and pout and complain about we're not here and this and that, or you can accept it and learn and grow from it. I think Edgewood's a great example of a team that, boy, coming off a 12-25 season last year. Not much expected out of this group this year, and yet here they are. Some great offseason work put in. Some guys having to change spots, positioning, making some sacrifices to try to better this team. And they are here now battling, at least for a couple of games. First time since 2015, part of the NACC tournament. Swing and a miss. There's a tag from Gerhardt. Goodwin striking out. That's it for the top of the fifth. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left on. Middle of 5, 7-3 Green Knights. To the bottom of the fifth, you saw a second ago the new pitcher for Edgewood is Ryan Mixey. 6'3", 190, a freshman right-hander out of Peoria, Arizona. In relief, Garrett Redner, who lasted 1 2/3.
Number 22, Keegan McCarthy.
So Mixey's turn. 7th appearance, 6th in relief. 1 victory, 1 defeat, 6.55 ERA, 11 innings pitched and allowed 13 runs, 8 earned, 11 hits, 17 strikeouts, 8 walks, with an opposing batting average of .234. Keegan McCarthy leads things off and watches ball 1. Final line on Redner, 1 2/3, allowing a couple of runs, 3 hits, a strikeout, no walks, 30 pitches thrown. Kind of even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Mentioned earlier that McCarthy, a former nearby Cedarburg Bulldog, his father was a soccer player, played at both UW Whitewater and UW Stevens Point. Grandfather played baseball at Valparaiso. Catch made out in left field by Adam Cairo. He stays busy out there. 1 down. Brings up the DH, Alex Perez.
Alex Perez.
First year for the Green Knights, of course, in the NACC after they were part of the Midwest Conference for baseball from 1983 through last season. A baseball program that began back in 1958 under legendary head coach Mel Nix. Base hit right field for Perez. One out single. And Perez on base. Third time today.
Number 3, Devin Geary.
Some great longevity. We look through the history of the Green Knights. Want to look at the coaches they've had come through. Mike Wallerick, who is a St. Norbert College grad, is the 7th head coach in program history, replacing Tom Winsky, who was at the helm for a couple of decades, and he'd eventually leave to become an assistant at Central Michigan. Bat brought back, and Devin Geary taking ball 1. But Coach Wallerick, 4th season, was an assistant for Coach Tom Winsky for 9 seasons. Heck of a player, too, over at first base with the Green Knights back in the day. And a 2-time second-team All-Midwest Conference honoree. And a team that's had a great deal of success. Finding ways to at least be hovering at or above 500. Last year they went 17-16, 11-11 in the Midwest Conference. They too went into a divisional format, and out of the North Division finished in 3rd among 5, with Beloit winning the North Division title. The way it worked out, the North and South Divisional champs met in a best-of-3 to advance to the NCAA tournament. It was Illinois College out of the South who beat Beloit in a best-of-3 series to advance. And now St. Norbert, 17-17, trying to get back to the 20-plus win plateau over the next few days. They were 24-15 as recently as 2018, 30-13 in 2017. Comebacker, 1-6. Fielder's choice. The relay throw is late. So Ryan Mixie went back in the ball. He will play it. And a fielder's choice.
Nick Voles.
Top of the order, Nick Voles. A home run his last plate appearance, his 2nd of the year, first since the 2nd game of the season. A solo shot to left. Seven unanswered scored by the Green Knights. Runner goes. A ball is the call as the ball finds center field. A steal, a second for Geary. And Devin Geary now 4 for 4 in steals this season. But depending on how things play out, Green Knights following the same exact script from the regular season meetings against Edgewood, falling behind by at least a couple of runs and then playing comeback. Again, both of those games fell behind 2-0 and rallied. Today, falling behind 3-0 and quickly responding. One ball, one strike. That's low for ball 2. Voles officially 1 for 3 in this game. To third. Boy, go-go gadget arms, and then the speed for the tag to be applied. And from Kyle Sagan. First having to come down with the ball, and then a game of cat and mouse in tracking down Devin Geary on a 5 unassisted fielder's choice, essentially, for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. After 5, 7-3 Green Knights.
Batting first for the Eagles, number 2, Kyle Sagan.
As is often the case after a fine defensive play, usually that guy is due up next half inning, and sure enough, after Kyle Sagan with a nice play over at third, put an end to the bottom of the 5th, he leads things off here in the top of the 6th. And watches strike 1. Reinhardt, 68 pitches thrown now. It's allowed 3 runs, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, no walks. Only a couple of hits allowed since giving up hits among the first 3 batters faced. Out of play over the grandstand. Sagan 2 for 2, a bunt single and a single in the 3rd. Would also score. In fact, he scored the last Edgewood run back in the 1st. Fights off that 0-2 offering. And the catch made by the second baseman, Caden Allenbrock, after Keegan McCarthy came in. The right field losing his hat in the process.
Now batting,
1 away.
number 6, Joseph Crawford.
So 1 down here for Joseph Califoot. Couple of ground at the second base, so if you're Allenbrock over at second, be ready. But that ball has been finding him off the bat of Califoot. Califoot last year was an All-NACC North Division honoree, on top of being an ABCA All-Midwest Region second-teamer. Also a member of the Polish national team. Has traveled to many European countries with the Polish national team in the past. Bringing that great experience to Edgewood in their lineup. Led the team last year with that 382 average. Coming in, he has hits in 20 out of the first 38 games. In fact, got off the heck of a start with hits in the first 11. To short, Voles. Laser being able to throw at Califoot for out number 2. That brings up Jacob Slonim. For 2 at the plate with a ground out and a strikeout. Does have 1 RBI. Slonim looking at ball 1. Well, Reinhardt pitching well for the Green Knights after a little bit of a hiccup to start. One of 4 pitchers on this staff. You know, we That's something we'll get into as we go along, too, with this tournament. How teams approach these games as far as pitching goes. Some like to take that gamble, maybe start their number 3, number 4, if you will. In that first game, maybe they're number 2, but they try to hold off that ace if they can. Obviously, matchups play into it. Maybe one guy's had a better track record against one team versus another. Green Knights have the luxury where they have 4 guys that all have made at least 8 starts. Not every team can make that claim. Most teams have a 1 and a 2. Those that have made this tournament essentially have a 3. But number 4 at times has been, that's where the challenge has been for many. Trying to find that number 4 starter during the typical 2 doubleheader weekends. But pitching depth certainly will come into play throughout the course of the next few days. Look at that first game. MSW with the luxury of getting through that first game against Concordia Chicago without turning to the bullpen. They got another complete game from Nolan Vincent, his 4th complete game of the year as he upped his record to 6-2 with that win over Concordia Chicago. You know, based on results, too, that Benedictine and Aurora well stacked in the pitching department. Center field base hit. And Jacob Slonim now 1 for 3. With the hustle, finds a way to second base. How about that?
Number 3, Adam Cairo.
Never hesitating. And some great hustle. And a double here for Slonim. So 1 for 3 now in the game, picking up his 8th double of the year. Adam Cairo, he's been busy in left field. 0 for 2 at the plate. Flown out to right, he has grounded out on a comebacker. Trying to avoid being out number 3 for a second time. He was the 3rd out back in the 1st. One and 1. Out to center. Geary, a couple of steps back, will put it away. Out number 3. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left on. Middle of 6. Score stays 7-3, St. Norbert.
Leading off, number 21, Isaac Gerhardt.
Isaac Gerhardt leads things off for St. Norbert here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Happy to have you with us. Our second of at least 10 games over the next now 3 days, perhaps 11, depending on if necessary game becomes necessary come Sunday. 2022 NACC baseball tournament. It's been here every year since 2013. There was no NACC baseball tournament in 2020. And last year, Capco Park hosting the North Division portion of the NACC tournament, and also one of the games, the deciding game in that best-of-3 series between the two divisional tournament winners, Concordia, Wisconsin, and Aurora. Won by Aurora. Gerhardt fights that pitch off, and guess who? He's got a magnet for the ball. It's Adam Cairo again. Staying busy, making a catch. Looking at the various catches in this game, that's at least 4 catches for Cairo over the last 7 outs. Not to mention all the balls that just come as general direction that he's had to play and put back into play. Adam Kootway taking the ball outside. He is 1 for 2 with a walk. Had a ground rule doubles last plate appearance. He's come around to score twice. To third, the scoop. Sagan, nice play. 2 down. Able to reach down and down low enough to snatch, fire.
Sebastian Dubois.
2 down for Sebastian Dubois. He has reached base thanks to a couple of errors today against Edgewood's D. Plus, guess what? A fly out to Cairo in left. He has scored twice. Over the grandstand, out of play. Gotta look out down there when you're at the concession stand purchasing a hot dog. That was the big debate this year. Do you go hot dogs and brats, hot dogs, just brats? They went just hot dogs. Keeping it simple. Well, that's outside for a ball, and the count even at 1-1. No harm done. Ryan Mixie, second inning of relief, third pitcher used by Edgewood. This coming after we saw Nick Manthai get the start. Garrett Redner, who was the NACC pitcher of the week back on March 2nd. He was the first relief pitcher, and now Mixie out of play. Well, one hop off the walkway and right into the lap of a fan, a Green Knights fan, on the third base side. It was perfect placement. Got Jam going up and in and able to pull the ball foul. Dubois at 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 down. Home half of the 6th. Whoever wins this game and plays the nightcap today will be the away team in that matchup against Aurora. Foul tip held on to by Richter. Dubois strikes out. 1, 2, 3 go the Green Knights. To the 7th. 7-3, St. Norbert.
number 20, Carson Richter.
Top of the 7th here on this gorgeous Thursday afternoon from Capco Park. A 7-3 lead for the newbies of the NACC, the St. Norbert College Green Knights. They have scored 7 unanswered in their maiden voyage in the NACC baseball tournament. After being down 3-0. Foul ball for Carson Richter, leading things off for Edgewood. Again for the Eagles, their first NACC tournament appearance since 2015. They have not won a NACC tournament game since May 15th of 2010. They have lost 7 consecutive. They're 0-4 at Capco Park in NACC tournament play. Hoping to change their fortunes these next couple of days. Another put out for Caden Allenbrock. And one down for Max Haster. Leadoff man has only reached once so far for Edgewood. That was to start this game a couple hours ago. 6th appearance in the NACC tournament for Edgewood. Last time they were part of this event back in 2015, they went 0-2, losing to Concordia, Wisconsin and Concordia, Chicago. Back in 2014, they lost to Concordia, Wisconsin and Concordia, Chicago. That loss against the Cougars was a tough one. Lost 2-1 in 10 during some of the dominant years for Concordia, Chicago. 2012, they went 0-2 here in the NACC tournament. 2010, they went 2-2, lost in the championship series against Aurora. Needed to win the first game to force the, if necessary, winner takes all, but lost 13-3 and 7. And they were part of the tournament back in 2007. That was the first year of the NACC tournament, and they went 1-2, so they have a record of 3-10 all time in NACC tournament play. Edgewood came in having won 3 straight here at Capco Park overall, having won the last 3 games played here over at Concordia, Wisconsin, including a pair of games April 1st of this year. It's counting no balls and 2 strikes. It was one of those doubleheaders where they were able to squeak out a 6-5 Game 1 win, but then they really had an eye-opening Game 2 result in which they won 12-4 and started to turn some heads, go, hey, wait a minute. Split with Rockford, swept Wisconsin Lutheran, split with Dominican, and split with Concordia Chicago to start their conference play. Hazer striking out for out number 2.
Now batted, number 23.
Another strikeout here for Trevor Reinhardt, his 6th on the day. Brings up Ryan Ambrosi, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Reinhardt now at 94 pitches. The 1-0 lifted out of play, and that is headed toward the parking lot. Only a couple hits for Edgewood since the 3rd. Only 3 hits since recording 3 in the 1st. They've actually had the Eagles out-hit the Green Knights 6-5, but those 4 errors, enormous. Can't even up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Getting ready to cue up Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Almost time to stretch it out. Cue the music. It's the 7-inning stretch. Back-to-back strikeouts for Reinhardt. 1, 2, 3. Goal of the Eagles. Middle of 7. 7-3. Green Knights. Ryan Mixie back for his third inning on the hill for Edgewood.
Number 27, Luke
Bottom of the
Coleman.
seventh, 7-3 Green Knights. Luke Folman, Caden Allenbrock, and Keegan McCarthy due up. And for the Green Knights. Folman watching strike one. A couple of walks, an RBI single so far in his stat line. Would score in the second. Picked up an RBI single in that fourth. Looking for his 8th multi-hit game of the year. Pitch missed. Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Out of play. Now for the Green Knights, this is a team that 15 consecutive winning seasons since they went 16-18 back in 2006. And that includes, granted it was COVID cut short, but they went 2-1 back in 2020. Folman flying out, good win. Since 2007, 11 20-plus win seasons.
Now batting, number 24.
Including a program record 30 wins back in 2017. In the program's history, 16 regular season Midwest Conference championships, 6 Midwest Conference tournament championships, most recently in 2017. 5 NCAA Division III tournament appearances, 2017 being the latest. Got an at-large berth back in 2009. Out of play. No balls and 2 strikes to Allenbrock. Out to left. Put off one hop, and it gets by Adam Cairo. And a second base, Allenbrock. So Adam Cairo came charging, slowed up,
Now batting,
and went
number
to
22, Keegan McCarthy.
bring it in, and ball hop by. Double credited to Allenbrock, so he does in fact have his 8th multi-hit game of the season. And it brings up Keegan McCarthy. Second and allowed by Mixie. That's down low for a ball. Mixie, and this is freshman season. His longest outing is 5, which came at Beloit, April 26th. Up in the air, foul territory, and caught. Nice adjustment made by first baseman Alex Prindle. He was looking, he was searching, able to locate and bring it in for out number 2.
Now batting, number 32, Alex Perez.
2 down for Perez. Reached on narrow, reached on a fielder's choice, came through with a base hit in the 5th. Out to center. Good win. There's out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We are through 7 Score stays 7-3 St. Norbert.
At the end of the 7th inning, Eagles 3, Green Knights 7. Leading off the order, number 5, Alex Brindle.
Top of the 8th, 99 pitches thrown so far from Trevor Reinhardt. A couple of extra pitchers in the bullpen area just in case. Looking to protect a 7-3 lead in this opening game for these two teams in the NACC baseball tournament. First pitch, Prindle out to right and put away by Keegan McCarthy. He's now 2 for 4.
Now batting, number 8.
Brings up Connor Goodwin. He's 1 for 3 at the plate, a single and scored. Advanced thanks to a wild pitch in that first, but it's since grounded out and a struck-out. So 1 for 3 at the plate. Taking the ball down low. So down to their final 5 outs. Goodwin hits in his last 6 games. What a play over at short by Nick Voles. 2 down.
Batting next, number 2, Kyle Sagan.
Now Kyle Sagan. Couple hits. Flew out to second his last plate appearance. 13th multi-hit game of the year for Kyle Sagan. Graduated from nearby Oak Creek High School. Helped that team qualify for state in baseball his junior year before COVID cut his senior year short by a couple of games. They only played a couple of games when COVID hit during his senior season. But Kyle Sagan, the NACC North Division co-freshman of the year last year, part of the all-NACC North Division team, was named the D3Baseball.com Midwest Rookie of the Year. Was also a third-team all-region selection. The 2-1. That's low and away. Count goes to 3 balls, 1 strike. And ball 4. So Reinhardt unable to get his 4th 1-2-3 inning. Instead, another opportunity at the plate. This for Joseph Califoot.
Number 6, Joseph Califoot.
Who was grounded out 3 times. Out of play, strike 1. St. Norbert looking to hang on and beat Edgewood for a 5th consecutive meeting, dating back over the last 11 years. Looking to advance and face Aurora tonight. There's a strike, runner goes. And a take of second base for Kyle Sagan. Green Knights, they split with Aurora back April 3rd. If this holds up, Edgewood would play Concordia Chicago tomorrow in an elimination game. That's a Concordia Chicago team that Edgewood split with back on April the 14th. Lost to Slugfest 13-11, but ended up winning the second game 5-3. 1 ball, 2 strikes following the advancement of the wild pitch. Both teams for Game 3 starting to make their way toward their respective dugout areas. MSU will be the away team in this next game. Base hit. This one, still some time remaining. That's going to help as California with an RBI single scoring Sagan. First run since the first for Edgewood. And they're down 7-4. RBI single Califoot. And Califoot now with a couple of RBIs in this game, giving him 30 on the year. Ties in for the team lead with Sagan. Out to left. Slonim. Retired by Follman. Edgewood scores 1 run. They pick up 1 hit. No errors. 1 left on. Middle of 8. It's now 7-4. Green Knights lead by 3. Bottom of the 8th,
Number
3-run lead for St. Norbert at 7-4. Devin Geary leading things off against Ryan Mixie, who's been able to eat up some good innings for Edgewood thus far, this being his 4th now. He has thrown 35 pitches over the first 3, allowing 0 runs in that time, only a couple of hits, a strikeout, no walks. So for the time being, he's been able to silence the Green Knights offense. Helps with the defense, too, is making plays behind him. And I say that, and the ball is dropped in right field. Even with the shades on. Max Haster cannot come up with it. And that will be error number 5 against the Eagles.
Number 10, Nick Voles.
So Devin Geary aboard. I'm not sure if Haster thought that ball would carry a little bit further than it did, but all of a sudden it seemed to kind of die right in front of him, and he reached out and unable to bring it in. With the shades on and all, he's looking towards the sun at this point. 5 errors against Edgewood. That's their first since the 3rd. Nick Voles taking the ball up high. Well, prior to that defense making plays behind Ryan Mixie. That was the point. On the drag bunt. Good play made by Kyle Sagan. And that moves Geary to second base.
Coming up to the plate next, number 21.
One down for Isaac Gerhardt. He's 0 for 4 with 4 flyouts. Geary a slight lead off second base. And ball one here to Gerhardt. Last 2 flyouts have gone Cairo's route in left. Swing and a miss. One more chance coming up in the 9th for Edgewood. They will have their 6, 7, 8 hitters due up with Adam Cairo, Carson Richter, and Max Hazer. They have gone a combined 0 for 9 in this game. Line foul. 1-2. To first, going back in the ball. Prindle will take it himself. 2 down with Geary advancing to third. Brings up Adam Kootway.
Number 20, Adam Kootway.
He is 1 for 3. That includes a ground rule double in the 4th. Boy, the way things are headed, too, right now, Edgewood is out hitting St. Norbert, but again, comes back to some of the gifts that were handed to the Green Knights route. Couple of timely hits, 5 errors. May be your deciding factor today. Kootway, and it's put away by the center fielder, Connor Goodwin. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on. To the 9th we go. 7-3 St. Norbert. St. Norbert up 3 runs. I omitted the lone Edgewood run back in the 8th. It had been 7-3 forever. Now it's 7-4. As we go to the 9th inning, new center fielder is Eric Kramer. And he's about to be tested and makes the catch as Adam Cairo flies out to start this 9th. So he is in center, that being Eric Kramer. And Devin Geary has moved over to left, meaning Luke Folman out of the game.
Pinch hitting, number 36.
We have a pinch hitter. And that's going to be, let's see. That is Kyle Semrad, the senior from Racine, Wisconsin. Semrad, a 194 hitter at 13 of 67 with a home run and 9 runs batted in. Edgewood down to their final couple of outs. Max Hazer on deck. It's going to be a losing effort. That from Nick Manthai. And Reinhardt, we're going to go the distance. Over 113 pitches thrown. If he's able to finish this one off, it'd be his 3rd complete game. A nice bounce back for him. There's a foul ball off the bat of Semrad. There is still activity just in case in the Green Knights bullpen, but what a bounce back it would be for him after, again, that tough performance against MSOE this past weekend. Nice confidence booster to begin the NACC tournament. Settled down nicely after the first 3 hitters. Three balls, 2 strikes. And time granted to Semrad. Two down. That brings up Max Hazer.
Number 16, Max Hazer.
Down to their final out are the Edgewood College Eagles, who at one point were up 3-0, and for a 3rd straight meeting, blowing a multi-run lead against the Green Knights. Hazer 0 for 3, fly out, ground out, strikeout. A battle of the red and white coming up next. MSOE and Benedictine. Two and one. Off into the bat, out to center. Kramer coming on, dives, and he makes the catch, and this game is over. A 1-2-3 ninth, and the Green Knights in their first ever NACC tournament baseball